Starting on the concept of protection. First of all, you need to protect your eyes. You need to protect your ears. And those can be different types of devices or accessories or gear. Sometimes you need to protect your head, especially if you're shooting something that has a potential of going up, like a shell or casing, and landing on your head. Depending on where you are and what purpose of gunship you are having or participating in, it would make sense to have some kind of gloves, especially if you're planning to shoot a sizable number of rounds through your gun. For example, if you have an AK, it definitely makes sense to have your gloves on the part that touches the handguard. I'm not gonna pull the gun, it's actually behind the camera. If you are planning to shoot indoors, yellow or clear glasses. Again, I have a variety of these, and I have a variety of ear probes. And these are the non-electronic ones, which are, in my mind, the second to the lowest possible. The lowest possible are the ear plugs, which are hiding inside this case right here. You should be able to see them right there. Sometimes, if you're planning to go indoors and you're planning to shoot a rifle caliber, people recommend putting the earplugs in and earmuffs on top to protect your ear from much louder response. Because remember, it's going to be the gunshot, not just yours, but also others. Not all gun ranges allow high calibers, but I've been to the ranges that allow 50 caliber on an indoor range. I'm in Florida, so as you can imagine, indoor is often preferred by people for reason of the temperature. Just a couple of days ago, I was at the range. It was 93 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, by the way, 30 something in Celsius. I haven't been counting those for a while. I sweated all my gear through. I mean, all my clothes, everything basically was covered with sweat after 3 hours at the range. And not in the light, not in the sun actually, but even in the shadow, the temperature and the humidity will get to you. So make sure to protect yourself from those. Bring some water or whatever it is that helps you to get through the heat. My advice is to not use any soda drinks. I personally like these because these are Gator lights, and they actually get me alive, get me back to life after spending time in the sun. As you can imagine, I'm not an outdoor person, especially not in Florida. So again, head, ears, eyes, hands. The other part that you need to remember, again, it doesn't apply to a lot of men, but sometimes it does. You might want to wear clothing that does not allow anything to fall down your shirt. You will want to wear clothing that protects your hands. This is a regular t-shirt that protects your hands both from the sun if you're doing a lot of walking and shooting or some kind of training regimen that puts you out in the sun. You don't want to get sunburned. You do not want to get burned or cut by the guns or the gear that you're using. Also, please remember to wear proper shoes. For example, these are my house shoes. They're perfect for the house. And I'm going outside and whatnot. However, they leave a lot of the toes and things open. So open front shoes are not allowed in many of the ranges that I go to, and for a good reason. Those are dangerous, both for control purposes and for the fact that something can land on them and make you jump while you have your gun in your hands. Not a recommended scenario. The other part, make sure when you get to the range that you have some kind of a first aid kit with you for yourself or for others. Whatever it is you need, get that. I usually carry some kind of IFAK or North American individual patrol officer kit, which I have shown in some videos, haven't in others. If you're going into the sun, it is important to be able to see the target. Make sure you have polarized. Again, this is going out from the shadow into the open range if you're planning to do that, or if you are outside and there is no cover. Make sure to have something that protects your eyes, not just from impacts, which, by the way, this thing had been impacted. It has a scratch on the right lens, but also from the sun, to make sure that whatever it is you're aiming at, you know what you're looking at, that you can see it. If you have problems with the eyes, make sure your glasses are ballistic and possibly prescription. That is possible, that exists. If you have astigmatism or eye issues, make sure that you can see your gun sights, and the target without an issue. Because remember, you need to know what your target is, you need to know what's in front and behind it. And you need to follow all the basic gun safety rules. And as an example, for gun safety for hotter weather, I just bought fingerless gloves, just for the fun of it. Because sometimes full-size gloves are too hot. You can buy special gloves for the hot weather. I'm in Florida. Different companies make special gloves on that purpose, or for that purpose, for that situation. And make sure to have some kind of spares. This is my spare. It had a lot of sweat on it. It had a lot of fog on it. But it is still ballistic. It doesn't have to be expensive. Yes, I do have expensive ballistic glasses, but you don't have to. Because honestly, all you have to do is protect the eyes. And make sure that you can see and that things will not fly into it. So those are the basics for the gun range safety. I do bring additional tools. For example, in my range kit, in my backup bag, I have another set of ear pros in case somebody needs it. Those are my older Howard Lay gift ones, and they're probably 10 years old by now. They're beginning to wear out because, again, these are not the ones I give out. These are the ones I bring as a backup. Make sure your phone is on vibrate or silent, not to get distracted when you're at the range. And one other thing I personally bring is this. This is a biofreeze. In case you hit something and you want to kind of make it feel easier while you're still over there, before you need to do anything bigger, so that you don't have to stop for a longer period of time. Again, to each their own. You just have to make sure that you do what fits you. Remember, if you're bringing a girlfriend, wife, niece, sister, whoever, make sure they are dressed properly. And make sure that they know what to do before they get to the range. I usually explain the basics of the 4 basic safety rules before we even get out of the house, because I'm usually the one taking them. I often also take whatever the gun that they're planning to shoot and get them familiarized with them using snap caps, no live ammo, at home, just to see how they need to hold it, just to see that they have actually comfortable configuration. And for example, SIG 522, that's my long gun for the training sessions. It has an adjustable stock. That helps with people different size. That is very important if you're planning to take somebody and you're bringing your own guns. Do not, highly recommend, again, do not give them high capacity magazines fully loaded. Do not have them shoot a heavy gun. Do not have them shoot a very powerful caliber. in the beginning. Make sure they're comfortable. And once they are, you can start improving. ARs, for those that care, are not a heavy caliber or a heavy gun, but it is still something you might want to start at the table top. Sitting at the table and doing some sitting practice in the beginning. But personally, I still recommend 22 and start with a long gun. All of those as part of safety process. Thank you for watching. This was a basic intro into the gun safety approaches, gear and equipment from my own perspective. Below you might find links to some of those things I showed in this video, including, if you want, I can give a link to this hat. I do buy a lot of my things from Amazon, and for full disclosure, Amazon will give me 1 to 2% of things you buy from my associate links. I am a member of the Amazon Associates program. It's not much, but sometimes it helps. Again, please like, subscribe, and comment, and keep practicing. And if you can, take a course or 2 or 3. It never hurts if you can do it. Thank you, and until next time on the Practical Weapons channel.